The invasion of Washington D.C., 1952. Many people will retort that if aliens truly existed, then these extraterrestrials and visitors from another planet would quickly fly to the leaders of our world and confront them with their concerns or agendas. Depictions from old science fiction movies of the early 1900s showcase this thought more so than others, with props of unidentified flying objects landing on the White House lawn filled with alien life attempting to approach the leader of the free world. What many are not aware of, however, is that back in 1952, this very much proved to be the case. Later referred to by Project Blue Book specialists as the invasion of Washington D.C., for roughly 8 consecutive days from July 19th to July 27th, the most publicized sighting events of extraterrestrial life took place above the nation's capital. Not only was there a tidal wave of reports that flooded in from the general population as outlined by UFO historians and alien investigators, but the reports consisted of high officials, members of the military and Air Force participation and reaction to these unidentified craft. One of these reports took place at 11:40 p.m. on Saturday of July 19th, from a man by the name of Edward Nugent. Mr. Nugent was an air traffic controller at the Washington National Airport and detected 7 objects on his radar moving at speeds, flight paths, and directions that no known human craft could have produced at the time. Nugent later wrote, "We knew immediately that a very strange situation existed. Their movements were completely radical compared to those of ordinary craft." This was merely the first report out of countless hundreds of sightings that took place during that time. This later caused a climax by then-President Harry Truman, who ordered the Air Force to investigate and provide an explanation for the wave of sightings and odd radar information data. This further led to involvement from the Central Intelligence Agency that worked with the Office of Scientific Intelligence and the Office of Current Intelligence to lead their own investigations into the matter that, provided by leaked reports, further led to the creation of a supposed alien organization branch within the Central Intelligence Agency that specifically handled such investigations. Given the credibility of the witness reports, the information retrieved by air traffic controllers and radar data specialists, and further investigations led by the Central Intelligence Agency, the existence of extraterrestrial involvement seemed certain. The Arizona Ranch Invasion. Though this witness account has been at the center of a number of pieces of ridicule, it continues to be one of the most violent detailed attacks ever reported by an alien abductee. First coming to light back on the 26th of October in 2017, a man by the name of John Edmonds made the audacious claim that an interdimensional portal opened up on his property and led to a number of alien invasions over 2 decades that have forced him to defend his home with a single katana against strange extraterrestrial creatures. Located roughly an hour west of the city of Phoenix, Arizona, the Stardust Ranch residing within the Rainbow Valley is reportedly one of the bloodiest battlegrounds when it comes to extraterrestrial contact, according to John Edmonds, of whom has claimed that he is attempting to sell his ranch for less than 10% of its value just to get away from the monsters. He goes on to claim that these extraterrestrial creatures return at random nights and have made numerous attempts to abduct them. He elaborates with the following statement. "They actually levitated my wife out of the bed in the master chamber and carried her into the parking lot and tried to draw her up into the craft." John Edmonds also claims to have definitive evidence of his battles with the aliens, as on the 13th of March 2017, he uploaded a picture of a single katana lying on the floor of his garage with blood, reportedly from an alien, smeared all over the ground, claiming that he battled against a group of aliens with a single katana to save his wife from being taken in the night. Among his claims, John Edmonds has claimed that new portals have opened up, the aliens have the ability to teleport within his house, and that the aliens abducted the previous owners of the property before him. Evidence of the strange disappearance of the previous property owners has also surfaced, helping to promote John Edmonds' claim of a possible alien abduction. One of the most recent attacks on the ranch, told by John Edmonds, led to a full-scale firefight with an alien craft just to get them to leave from the house and prevent his wife from being taken in the night. According to John Edmonds, he claims the following. "There was a cone of light. It came down and she started to rise into that cone of light. I grabbed an AK-47 with a double banana clip in it, and I went outside and I opened up." John Edmonds is still currently looking for a buyer to take the property off of his hands, but has yet to receive a single offer. the Ilkley Moor incident. Many have often referred to the Ilkley Moor incident as one of the most compelling pieces of evidence surrounding the claims of alien abduction. This is due, in part, to the photographic evidence that has been gathered of the event by the witnesses that claimed he had later been abducted by the extraterrestrial being he had encountered. According to the alien report, a man by the name of Philip Spencer had moved to the West Yorkshire area after leaving his old job to be closer with his family. Prior to this move, Philip Spencer had worked as a police officer for more than 4 years and was more than respected as a hard-working and honest citizen. During his move to West Yorkshire, he had noticed a strange number of lights often seen in the fog. Many others would confirm their sightings of these strange lights as well, but would often retort that it was probably lights from airplanes flying around the military bases and airports nearby. These strange claims led Philip Spencer to buy a high-end camera at the time in the attempt to gather evidence of these foggy lights and look into the increasingly weird rumours being told throughout the area. As Philip Spencer then went out the next day in the early morning to capture some pictures, he began to notice that some strange figure was following him in the fog. He would then quickly snap a photo of the creature only to find that it was a small humanoid, almost alien-like creature that had been running through the fog near him. Without thinking, he chased the entity until he noticed a large dome-shaped aerial craft lift from the ground near him and take off into the sky. It wasn't long before Philip Spencer then began running back into town, noticing that more than an hour had went missing between his sighting of the craft and the moments shortly after it disappeared. Today, the picture taken proves to be one of the biggest pieces of evidence of the small grey aliens often reported by alien abductees. Additionally, many have claimed that the lost amount of time experienced by Spencer may have been an abduction event that was later wiped from his memory after the encounter, shrouding that time in complete mystery. Green fireballs, unidentified flying objects. Since the late 1940s, astronomers have been baffled by the unidentified green fireballs spotted in different parts of the world. The first reports of green fireballs can be traced back to February 1949, when a newspaper in New Mexico, United States, published news about the mysterious flying saucers with green lights. A couple of years later, Time magazine published a story in which it highlighted the unidentified flying green lights that were seen by many people in New Mexico. During the subsequent years, a number of other sightings were reported in different parts of the US. However, most of these sightings were around major military and atomic weapons facilities in New Mexico. The fact that most of the sightings were reported by the highly professional scientists, pilots, and intelligence officers made the United States government quite worried. It was suspected that these green fireballs were some sort of spy devices being used by the Soviet Union. A number of investigations were carried out to find out what these green fireballs were. One of the major investigations was carried out by a meteor expert, Dr. Lincoln La Paz. His conclusion was that these green fireballs displayed too many anomalous characteristics that could not be shown by a meteor. According to his investigation, these were most probably artificial in nature. However, other investigations concluded that these green fireballs were probably a result of an unexplained natural phenomenon. Similar green fireballs have been spotted outside the US as well. In 1983, a Royal Air Force pilot nearly collided with unusual green fireballs near Manchester in England. A green fireball was also spotted in Cold Lake in Alberta, Canada, in 2011. Similar sightings of unidentified flying green fireballs have been reported in Australia, Ireland, Japan, and South Africa. Researchers are still not sure about the origin of these mysterious unidentified flying green fireballs.